guys, it's Lilly coming to you live from Las Vegas.
And it's LindaRose coming to you live from Maine.
I am so excited to air today's episode. We're going to be sharing a great interview, and we have some really cool things planned.
Absolutely. In this interview, not only was it amazing, but the person we interviewed, she was like, I don't know, like just something about the way she talked. Like, it was a very nice environment and just vibe that we have going on. And I enjoyed filming this interview so much.
Absolutely. So I actually have COVID right now, so it's going to be a shorter episode today. We're going to be doing a pop-up live for our movie discussion for Moxie sometime soon, so stay tuned for that.
And not only does Lily's house have COVID, my house has COVID. I have not gotten it yet. So, and I've tested negative every week this week. So let's hope it stays that way. I'm quarantining in my room, and I refuse to get sick. I refuse. I will make sure I don't get sick. I have basketball. I'm not getting sick.
Absolutely. I hope you stay feeling good too. And make sure to stay tuned after Bethy's interview. Our editor, has a special surprise for us, and I am so excited to see what it is.
We're going to mention it a lot on this episode, merch. We have merch out. So if you want some amazing, amazing Orchid Times merch, go get some. The link's in the bio.
Yeah, we have the link in the description, so make sure you stay tuned in that. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and I'm so excited to start getting some. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this interview and stay tuned for afterwards too. Hey, Bethy, thank you so much for coming on today doing an interview with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be on.
Us too. So for our first question tonight, I wanted to go ahead and ask you if you could introduce yourself and talk to us a little bit about what Socially Distanced Fest is.
So my name is Bethy Allen. Socially Distant Fest is a group, basically a community of people who are encouraging one another to create. It's mostly music, but we do encourage all kinds of performance. And you just press that go live button, and then you're hanging out with the community, and everybody's just so lovely and encouraging to one another. It's really great.
I really love how the environment feels and how such of a safe place it is for different artists to come on and perform and show their talents.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, I've followed Socially Distant Fest ever since like my grandmother introduced me and Lily got offered the show. It's just like something that my grandmother just was like, you should like check this out. So I followed it for so long. And with Orchid Times, sharing our pages and our episodes is something that we do so hugely because it grows our page, and we have the chances to reach out to bigger artists or people who have maybe different jobs. And we want to know how you shared SDF and got it to how big it is now.
So I would say it was more about timing than the sharing aspect, because it did grow completely organically. So it was started on March 16th, I believe. And it was of 2020. So it was the same time that shutdown happened. Everybody was losing their gigs. So you had like all of the big tours that were about to start happening, music festivals, stuff like that, they were all canceled at the same time. So suddenly you had a lot of performing artists that had money that they were banking on making not have that income coming in and not have anything to do. And so it just kind of happened. I would say within 2 days, I think we had 20,000 people. Within like 4 days, it was 80,000 people. I think we got up to 120,000 people in like a week or a week and a half. So I wouldn't really contribute it to anything that we did. It was just like this perfect storm situation for what it created.
Wow, that's so interesting, and thanks for talking to us a little bit about that. I know that when the pandemic first started and stuff, I had to stop playing at like my markets and stuff. So I was always looking for new places to perform, and Socially Distance Fest helped me so much with finding an outlet to share my music on.
Yes, I agree. It's been a really wonderful outlet for everybody that's in there. I mean, we've heard so many great testimonials of how much it's helped people, and it's kept us going.
Yes, absolutely. So I was wondering, because Socially Distance Fest puts on so many cool events, I was wondering if you could talk to us about some of the different events that you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we used to do events every single Sunday. We did that for probably a year to a year and a half. And it got to the point where it was just me and my husband, Jake, doing all of the booking for all of the shows. Diversity was a big deal for us as well. So trying to find that diversity in the group can sometimes be challenging. And we just kind of got really burnt out on it. So we used to do those. Those were Sunday showcases. We've kind of put those on the back burner. And put more effort into a number of other shows that we do that are really, really big deals to the community. So we have a Black History show that we always do in February. We do an LGBTQ plus show in June, I believe. It's either June or July. We have our Christmas showcase. We have our Halloween show that we do every year. So we just had that one. And then we do I'm not sure if I said our birthday show is in March. So it'll be like the SDF birthday show. So instead of doing like the smaller Sunday showcases that we used to do, which would be about 6 artists, we like to do like these big blowout all day shows. So we'll just do a number of those throughout the year. And then I like to throw in like a fundraiser show or some kind of social justice kind of show. Like we did the Pro Row show, which was to make people aware of what was going on with the Supreme Court with Roe v. Wade.
It's always so interesting to hear about different people got the ideas to do their different events. So thank you so much for talking to us about that. I know that the socially distant shows are always so much fun to watch. So
thank you. We love doing them, and the community seems to really enjoy it as well. So we have those staples, and I think we'll hold on to those forever.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, me and Lilly have ran a few different fundraisers on our page, and we're hoping to do more. And when we got really new to them, when we were like super new to like scheduling people out and everything, it was honestly not as stressful as I thought it would be, and it was more just like fun to see the people that were so passionate. Like when the war first started with Ukraine and Russia, and we did a women's fundraiser to raise money for women in Ukraine, so many people like jumped out and were like, we want to help with this. And we actually had we had to add 2 slots because so many people wanted to help. And I know that was one of the most rewarding things. Like that felt just like, it was so amazing to see people care that much about something that me and Lilly cared about doing on our page. And I wanted to know kind of how it feels when people are willing to do fundraisers for you guys and kind of just share their talents.
It feels great. Like there's always people who want to participate. Everyone is just so giving and wonderful and wants to contribute their time. We are really lucky that we have a lot of people who are very like-minded and who have a lot of the same values and interests. And so it does lend to making it easy for us to do those fundraisers because it's a lot of issues that are important to everybody. But to have people who are so willing to jump on and give their time for somebody else is just, it inspires me, to keep going. So it's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And it's always so inspiring to see these bigger platforms like Socially Distance Fest too, doing fundraisers and stuff for these for these really important issues too.
Thank you. We love it.
This next question I wanted to go ahead and ask is, what are some of the goals you have that you would like to see for Socially Distance Fest in the future?
Honestly, Well, we're seeing like a little bit of growth right now, which we haven't seen in a while. I wouldn't say that growth is my biggest goal, though, because it's more interaction and getting the community more involved. I really like where Socially Distant Fest is right now. So there's not necessarily a lot of things that I want to change. It's just being able to keep holding it up and keep kind of the same vibe that's in there. It is always kind of changing and evolving as we have the audience members and even performers kind of come and go. So there is a different vibe that happens every so often, and it starts to change. And we just have to kind of go with the flow of it. But we do still have like overall standards. And so just being able to keep that feel, I guess that would be my goal.
I know I always love the feel of Socially Distance Fest. It's such a safe place and a great community. I know that's something that me and Linda have been working with Orchid Times is keeping our great community together, and it's so cool to hear about that.
I just wanted to tell y'all that I love what you're doing with Orchid Times.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that means so much to me when you say that, because starting Orchid Times is one of the most nerve-wracking things that I've ever done before, especially since I've only spoke in front of large groups in person, and in those large groups it was maybe 50 people in a big room and not a bunch of people watching me online. So it means a lot when we have guests come on and talk about how they love what Orchid Times is doing. And I think a big that's something that makes me feel like we're making accomplishments, especially having all these guests that say that. And I want to know what has been your biggest accomplishment with SDF.
I would say that there's one thing that I'm probably the most proud of, and it would be our partnership with Sunnyside School in Jinja, Uganda. We decided that because we did have such a big platform and there were so many people that we wanted to try to really do something amazing. We had community members that were from Jinja, Uganda, that his name is Ivan, Wanduzi Ivan, and he was running a school in Uganda. During COVID, they lost their school. He couldn't keep it. They couldn't pay rent anymore, and the landlord kicked them out. So he has all these kids that he teaches. Most of them are, all of them are in severe poverty. The village that they live in, they have no running water. They have dirt for floors. It's living conditions that we truly don't understand. For the most part, here in the United States, we've never had to live like that. So he came to me and was like, is there any way that you could help? I can buy this land to build this school on, and it's only $2,000. And so I saw where we could take our money and make this big, huge thing happen, where here it doesn't go as far, but there we could give and they could do these amazing, amazing things. So the community, with the help of, we also have a partner, which is Worldwide Musicians United. They jumped on board with us as well. And we were able to buy the land, build the schools. We have gotten them instruments so that they can start playing little brass band stuff, because he also teaches them music. We were just able to all send they're kind of like seniors, so the upperclassmen that are about to be done with school, for them to have their testing to move on to further schooling. We were able to pay for that, send them to go. It was a month-long testing. It's a continual project that we're doing, but it's just we have Socially Distant Fest on the outside wall of this school in Uganda, and it's just, I would never, ever have thought that I would be able to have a hand in making such a big difference in people's lives. And so I would say that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
Oh my Oh my goodness, that is so powerful and so inspiring to hear what you said about the community coming together to help others. And seriously, it's just so powerful, such a powerful story.
Thank you. I'm super, super proud of Socially Distant Fest and the whole community, and the fact that they are willing to constantly, like, everybody wants to do it. So it's a win for all of us.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, and I think the building that school and having especially seniors, I know a big thing when COVID happened, our high school tried so hard to put on something special for our seniors since we weren't in person in school anymore. And I think that having raising all that money and helping them over there and doing all the stuff so they can have instruments and live out their senior year and all the kids to be able to live out their senior years when it comes is something that I think is so amazing, especially since you never get a second chance at high school. So I think it's so important for them to live that life and live it as much as they can.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've gotten to see their faces when they were so excited. They got to travel to take this test. I mean, these are things that we take for granted and get to do all the time, but some of these opportunities for them might be once in a lifetime. So it's really, really amazing to see.
So for this next question tonight, I wanted to go ahead and ask you, what has been a challenge or hurdle you've had to overcome?
Probably learning how to navigate so many different personalities, and so many personality clashes, how to lead that in a really loving way. And it has been a challenge for sure, learning that, and having to tell people not everybody is for everybody. Not everybody can get along. For the most part, everybody does, but we've definitely had some dramatic moments in Socially Distant Fest, and just learning, figuring out how to navigate those and continue to be a good leader.
I wanted to go ahead and do just a quick add-on question to that. What do you think is an important leadership skill you have learned so far?
Oh, that one's hard. I would say not letting my emotions run too much of me, listening to my intuition, but I always generally know what needs to be done in a situation, and it might really it might be really hard, really difficult to do, because I might really like this person, or I'm really scared that I'm going to hurt someone's feelings or something like that. So being able to do the right thing without taking too much of the emotional part into consideration, which is very hard for me because I'm a very empathetic person. So, and I don't want that to ever go away. I don't want to ever stop being empathetic or compassionate, but sometimes you have to make a hard decision regardless of those emotions. I have to think about the entire group, I guess, is the biggest thing. So if there's something or someone that is harmful to the entire group, it's the health of all of SDF. That is my biggest goal. And that is something that has been difficult to make decisions and say, this is hurting the entire group, and so I have to do something about it. I'm having to be that hammer sometimes in a loving space where I'm trying to show love so much. Sometimes I do have to have a heavy hand, and that's difficult, but it is one of the things that I've learned, that I have to look over the main health of the entire group.
Yeah, I think that making sure that the whole entire group is still being nice to each other and is still supporting each other as a whole, and I think that's really important to make sure that that's still going on all the time.
Absolutely.
I know I've been trying to work on some leadership skills since managing with the Orchid Times page, so I always am looking for new advice and insight.
I also wanted to add on to that. I would say also just being the really positive person, like being the person that you want others to be, like, so just trying to show and be an example is also probably one of the biggest things that I've been able to do, is just be like, this is how we want to be in here, so this is what I'm gonna be like.
Absolutely. I love that response.
Yeah, I agree with the being an empathetic person, because when I was younger, before I hit like 8th grade, I hated, like, if someone was mean to me, I didn't want to say anything that was mean back, because or that was like standing up for myself, because I didn't know what they had going on at home. So I just like take it, and learning to deal with it and still being able to stand up for myself, and but doing it in a nice, like, not in a nice way per se, but more of just like a calm way, is something that took me so long to learn, that you can stand up for yourself and still not radiate the same energy that they're giving to you. And I think that's something I've learned. I've learned like really well now, but I used to struggle with it so much. And a thing that goes along with that is mental health. And that's something I care about so much, because I think it's just something everyone deals with and at some point in their life. And I wanted to know, for our last question, how you deal with your mental health offline, while being offline and while running a group online.
So I ran into like this issue, I guess, a month or so ago. I could feel mental health starting to slip. I was just starting to just feel super, super down, very, very anxious. And I kind of knew deep down what it was. It was TikTok. I was just always scrolling on TikTok. And, there's a difference between being politically aware and just like soaking in what is happening in the world, like all of the terrible, terrible things. And it was just constantly being fed to me, right? You just scroll. So it was every video. And I had kind of backed off of Socially Distant Fest. I was in this weird period, and where I was just kind of very hands off, which I'm not super proud of, but we go through those moments. And I knew that was the problem. So I cut it out and was like, I need to be an SDF. This is where my mental health really flourishes. And I know that that's the case because during COVID, right, one of probably the hardest times of our life, one of the most anxious times of all of our lives, like it was just a really, really scary time. I was surrounded by all this love and performance and music, and I was very, very happy. Everything was not perfect, obviously, but in my little world, I was okay mentally. I also have to know when to shut it all off. And so I'll usually just kind of dip out. I take time for myself. I like to play the ukulele a lot. I like to spend time with my family and my daughters. So having that balance and being able to say, okay, well, I've spent time in the group and they're okay, and being able to turn that off and walk away and focus on my family and everything is ultimate. So, I mean, I would say, there's a hierarchy of things that are important, right? So you have to look out for yourself first, and then because you can't take care of your family unless you're okay. And so then I have my family, and then underneath that is SDF. Like the community is everything to me, but I have to be in a good place mentally to be able to lend myself to all of those other things.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks so much for talking to us some about your experience too. Balance is still something I'm always working on, so it's so inspiring to hear about how you were balancing. Well, thank you so much again for coming on today and doing an interview with us. This was amazing. One of my favorites we've done, and I'm so excited to air it.
Thank you so much, Lily Mae and Linda. I appreciate y'all so much. I love what you're doing, especially for women and everything for young girls. Just a delight to see.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much, too, for everything you've been doing with STF. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Wow, that was such a cool interview. I loved it so much.
Yeah, I love. If you guys don't know about socially distanced testing, you probably do now since you listen to it. If you are not joined in that group and like haven't joined in it, you definitely should because it's amazing.
Absolutely. And Bethy is going to be doing a live in SDF after we're done with the show. So make sure you guys go stay tuned and go watch her live too. She's amazing, and I'm so excited to watch it.
Yeah, she's an amazing person and deserves all the love.
Absolutely. So next, we're going to go ahead and open the surprise from our editor, I'm so excited for this.
She goes. She was like, I'll know if you open it because I made it pretty. So make sure you don't open it because I'll know. I was like, not gonna open it, but okay. If it makes you happier. I'm like scared. I'm not scared, but like I'm nervous because
Yeah.
the amount of gag gifts Emma's giving me before in the past is scary. Like I'm not 100% just ready. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Ooh.
This is so cool. Wait,
Hold on.
it's like a book.
Oh my! It has like all of our
Oh,
moments from like season 1.
that's so cool. Thank you so much, It's amazing.
Sorry, I'm
Ah,
putting my hair in the way.
I love this.
Not
It's so cool.
the Halloween costume. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love this. Ah, this is so cool.
There's so much in here.
I know. I love all the merch designs in here too.
This
Oh my
is
goodness, thank you
crazy.
so much.
Yeah, this is amazing. I'll definitely post some photos on the page as well.
Yeah, totally. I'm
You
gonna
guys
spend a
can
lot of
see.
time reading through this.
But oh my god, this is so cute.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And we will definitely be taking pictures of the pages and posting them too. So totally. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Emma. This is amazing. It's one of my favorite gifts I've ever gotten. Thank you. This is
Yeah,
so cool.
for real. I love it.
This is gonna be like displayed on my bookshelf.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Emma, and thank you guys all so much for being here and for watching today. I had a great time.
I hope that you feel better, Lily, because I know COVID can knock you out. So I hope you feel better. And thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode.
We're going to be back on January 4th. We're going to be taking a few weeks off for winter break. So see you guys soon. And we will be doing a pop-up live sometime to discuss Moxie. So make sure you guys stay tuned and watch the movie if you haven't already. I hope you all have a great holiday season and see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.